Welcome back. I have come out of YouTube hibernation a little bit early. It's funny how that works. Like, as soon as I choose to have a break and leave, one of my videos, namely my 1 month semen retention video, actually sort of blows up. Well, for the standards on this channel, it blows up. Like, I haven't had any other video do that well. None of my NoFap videos. And yeah, anyway, it's been a week of my planned break, and yeah, right, safe to say I'm back for now, I guess. Yeah, it's been a good week. I have stayed off social media, no YouTube, and just had a good time. And I'm still going. Like, I haven't even thought about really much of this in the last week. I only logged on to YouTube to upload a video to my main channel, and I use that time then also to look at comments on this channel and my main channel and just respond to them all. And safe to say, I got some funny comments on that video, which I'm gonna do another video later today doing a response, because some of those comments merit a response. So well done, those of you who left those comments. You've brought me out of hibernation a little bit early. Anyway, it's now only a week until my upcoming trip, so yeah, I'm not going to be making videos of this nature while I'm out on the trip. I'm just going to be enjoying life on that trip and just continuing to move onwards and upwards. So yeah, I figured, you know what, this week I'll come back and then I'll have a break anyway. Like, I'm keeping social media off my phone, keeping the YouTube app off this phone. I even had the YouTube Studio app gone over the last week, which I've had on this phone just to upload these videos, and then I will check comments on my phone. Well, all right, I'll have the YouTube Studio app back for now so I can easily upload these videos. But yeah, like, keeping YouTube app off my phone, that's a permanent change now. I've had it like off my phone most of the time for the past few years, but yeah, last few months I had it back, and it's too distracting. It is. So yeah, anyway, what else? Yeah, so a week left. Yeah, it was a good weekend. Yesterday I went, did some shopping for the trip. Got some supplies and all this stuff that I want to bring over to New Zealand. It's a sport. I already mentioned on this channel. Yeah, my main channel, I haven't mentioned exactly where I'm going yet. But if you're lucky enough to watch this channel, well, you know I'm going to New Zealand. So yeah, really looking forward to it. It's going to be a great trip. Good winter trip. And yeah, funny enough, it's currently colder here than where I'm going to be traveling in New Zealand on the South Island. So yeah, that's funny enough. That's yeah, that will hopefully change. Well, it definitely should change by the time I go there. Otherwise that would be a bit disappointing, because yeah, I'm going to be doing some winter activities. I'm not going to spoil too much about that. And yeah, some parts of the South Island have been unusually warm for this time of year. So yeah, we're down to 1 degree this morning. There was a light layer of frost starting to form, but it's already melted as the sun has come up. And yeah, anyway, I just want to talk about staying in your own lane. Yeah, because like I've had a love-hate relationship with the NoFap community for a while now. Like, it hasn't been the same as the early days, like the golden age of NoFap, the early days when I first got involved in it. When did I first get involved with the NoFap community? Well, I first learned about NoFap when was it? I'm trying to think. 2019, yeah, 2019. So it's been a good, well, this is a 7 years. 7 years I've been involved with NoFap. So yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with the community. The community I'm talking about, right? Like, NoFap as a practice. Of course, cutting out porn is the most important, and being on semen retention. That's something that I will always, I'll always promote that as a lifestyle, and always, it's always something I'll always practice, right? And anyway, I've got a lot of strange comments and just misconceptions about what exactly it is I'm doing. So, all right, let's clarify a few things. Yes, all right, I've cut out porn. 1 year clean from that. Done with porn. I'm not even worrying about it anymore. So that's done. All right. So I totally agree with anyone who says that cutting out porn is the most important aspect. I agree with that. All right. But yeah, it's interesting when you extend that to semen retention. There's some people that just, especially whenever a man decides to choose to be celibate or chooses to be on semen retention, especially if you're young, a lot of no, I'm not even going to say a lot. Like, most people don't even know or think much about this stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Whenever I make a video, especially specifically about semen retention, I'll get comments like basically they just imply that, oh, if you're on semen retention, especially if you're young, oh, semen retention is just cope, man. You know, it's because you can't get women. You know, you can't get laid. You must just be an incel. Like that's essentially what people implying, even if they don't say it directly. That's essentially what they're implying. Like I don't know. There's some guys out there that genuinely don't understand why, especially as a young man, you would choose to be on semen retention. Like, I think we can all agree, all right? Any of us who are in this space, we can all agree that porn is the worst part of it, all right? If you can cut out porn, you've already done the bulk of the work, okay? Where there is significant disagreement is on semen retention as a lifestyle choice, as a practice. Well, it's not really even a practice, it's just the absence of something. You're just not doing something, really. But yeah, anyway, I'm not going to go into all those details now. First of all, let's find where the hell his ball went. Where the heck did it go? Where did it go? Oh, it's in there. Ball! It's in the Lucerne field. There we go. Okay, let's get away from the fence line. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, I'm on semen retention, and yeah, for the time being, I'm celibate, and yeah, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? Like, I just find it interesting how some guys seem to get so worked up over just someone like me who has chosen to be on semen retention. And like, to clarify a few things, I have never said on this channel that I am celibate for life. I've never said that I'm against, you know, sex or relationships or anything like that. I've never ever said that. Never. Like, I could care less. Any of you watching this, I could care less what you choose to do with your life in that department. That's none of my business, and it's none of your business what I choose to do. Like, yes, I'm documenting this on here, posting these videos on the internet, yeah, but it's to share my experience and to because I know how it was to be stuck in the addiction, right? PMO addiction, porn addiction especially, but even compulsive masturbation. Like, I don't care what you say, that is not healthy or normal. It's not. It is not. All right, like, all right, over the last year I engaged in occasional masturbation without porn, and yeah, I can live a fairly normal life that way. Like, in the last year I worked super hard. I completed my studies at university, all that. For a while I was studying and working effectively full time, and yeah, I was able to focus, I was able to get shit done, and yeah, you know, it was good. And the occasional fapping, essentially, yeah, it was mostly as a stress relief, all right? But I'm just going to add now, it wasn't very effective, really, because the last few weeks of one of the busiest periods of my life, I locked in, I was on semen retention, and I was really able to finish off on a strong note. Like, yeah, occasional masturbation, I can still lock in, I can still focus, I can still function normally. Like, it's not a big deal, all right? But being on semen retention, it just adds that extra clarity, that extra focus that you cannot just dismiss, all right? And you guys will say, oh, it's just placebo, it's placebo. I could care less if it's placebo, because the mind is incredibly powerful. If something is placebo, we can imagine that it makes a difference. Even if, let's just say it's all placebo, that physically it doesn't make any difference, which I don't agree with. I do think that physically it does change. Like, I have changed in this month. I have noticed my interactions with people have changed already quite a bit. And I've experienced this in the past when I've gone on longer streaks. My interactions with people have changed quite a bit. It's hard to describe, but it's just these subtle changes, the way people approach you. And look, maybe it's like people are always a certain way. Maybe it's just me that's changed, right? But I feel much more confident, like, even especially when talking to women, but just people in general, right? And look, like, I've never even said on here I'm against dating and relationships and all this stuff. Like, if I meet the right person, great, but I'm not going out of my way to desperately try to find the right one. Like, I'm at the point, like, I just trust if I'm meant to meet the right person at the right time, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm not forcing anything to happen. Like, I could care less. I'm not on dating apps. they're just an absolute waste of time. All right, in a few minute cases, yeah, they might work, but I've had absolutely zero success on dating apps, and it's just, for the most part, I'll say 95% of the women on there are just attention whores. I'm just gonna say that word, attention whores. I'll say that. I'll say that. It's a bit, I know that's rude to say, but yeah, attention seekers. Same on social media. A bunch of influencers who are attention whores. Yeah, especially women, but men as well. All right. That's why I have real disdain for these influencers, and I'm saying this, men and women, attention whores. Yeah. Oh man, but it's interesting. Why do guys feel so threatened by someone like me who has chosen to be on semen retention? Why? Why do you guys feel so threatened? I really don't understand it. Like, what I choose to do has absolutely no bearing on your life. If you want to, like, all right, look, even if you just say, all right, I don't care about any of this stuff, it's all placebo, it's all fake, I'm just gonna go factor porn and all this and watch porn, I could care less. In that case, I'm like, yeah, okay, it's your life, you choose. We have free will, right? If you want to choose to do that, then be my guest, go ahead. But all right, we can, for the most part, we can all agree that porn is bad, cut that out. But when it comes to semen retention, I could care less what you choose to do. If you want to, if you could fap every day if you want to, I don't care. I don't care. If you want to do that, go ahead. Go ahead, it doesn't bother me. So if I'm choosing to live this way, why should it bother you? And like, I don't know, there just seems to be this misconception out there. Everyone who just thinks that semen retention is cope and, oh, it's all placebo, it's all fake. Then, okay, why does pretty much every religion and spiritual practice, why does almost every religion and spiritual practice promote semen retention in some way or form? Why have athletes and, sports people throughout history, why have they used semen retention? Why have they been on semen retention? I'm not saying that every single successful person or athlete has to be on semen retention to succeed. I'm not saying that at all. Like, there would have been some that have never practiced semen retention that are still successful. But you can't dismiss the fact that many of them have been on semen retention for at least some part of their life. And you can't dismiss the fact that virtually every major religion and spiritual practice, even minor ones that people might not, people would not assume promoted it, have promoted semen retention and abstinence, chastity, as a legitimate lifestyle choice. So yeah, anyway, I got some interesting comments in that last video. I'm going to make a video later on responding directly to these comments. I can't do it now because I'm recording this on my phone and I can't check my comments and leave the recording without stopping it. So anyway, I'll have to, later on, I'll set myself up on my camera and then I can read comments and all that. So yeah, I'll do that later on and I'll respond directly to some of these comments. It's really interesting, but I just don't, fucking hell. This is why I hate alcohol. Bastard left the can. Bastard has left the can. Oh gosh, damn it. All right, we're taking that to the bin. Yeah, they had an event here like a week ago, and yeah, I walk around here and I still find cans of beer and all this other crap lying around. Fucking hell. Just don't get some people. Anyway, let's keep going. So yeah, look, I'm doing really well at the moment. I have no urges. I've been in a bit of a flatline for the last 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, 2 weeks. For the last 2 weeks, absolutely zero urges, no morning water, nothing. Definitely, it's like I have experienced it in the past. Definitely a flat line. But yeah, emotionally, I feel good. I've pretty much been on a partial dopamine fast over the last week, really. But I've made some real progress as well. My workouts, yesterday I decided to have a rest day. I've had a few rest days actually. Some of my joints were starting to get very sore. I was doing I did like 18 days in a row of 100 push-ups. So I finally decided to have a break from that. And yeah, I've pretty much been consistent with my runs most of the day. My diet is much better now and I am 80.5 kilos. I started off 85.5. I'm now 80.5 kilos. So I have lost 5 kilos in the last, what has it been, like I don't even know how long it's been. Oh, 6 weeks, 5-6 weeks. I've lost 5 kilos. It's incredible. I've made some real progress. We'll see how it goes today. Yeah, some people around me have come down with some illness, a bit of a flu going around, and I start to feel a bit of a scratchy throat and feel a bit sick as well. So I decided to have some rest days as well. I haven't come down with any symptoms or anything, just feeling a bit tired and run down. So anyway, I think I might have something or coming down with something, which, all right, better have it done and over with now rather than have it happen on the New Zealand trip. But apart from that, I'm good. I'm taking it easy. I still want to do some light. We'll see. We'll see what I do anyway. I meant to run today. I might just do like a walk today instead. Just a nice slow walk, be out in the fresh air. But yeah, I just don't understand guys that just get so worked up about someone who chooses a different lifestyle choice. And ultimately, it just gets back to this concept: stay in your own lane. Just stay in your own lane, man. Like, you can watch my videos or not. I don't care. If you don't like what I'm doing, if you don't agree with what I'm doing, then why watch the video? Just unsubscribe and just don't watch my videos. Just don't. Like, why? Why constantly watch videos of a guy you disagree with? And just a waste of my time, waste of your time, especially when it comes to interactions in the comments. Like I'm like, okay, if you disagree with something I'm doing or you have a different perspective, feel free, share it below. I'm happy to read all the comments and all that. But if you get, I don't know, anyone who gets so worked up about what I choose to do, like, why even bother? Just don't watch my videos then. So yeah, anyway, I'll make a video later on just going over some of these points that these guys are making, and yeah, do my own response to it. So yeah, look, if I want to engage in occasional masturbation, I can do it. I've done it over the last year. It's not a big deal for me anymore. I can do that. But still, it just adds absolutely no value to my life. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? At this stage, man, the only way I want to release is with someone I'm in a long-term relationship with. That's it. No porn, no masturbation, even without porn. So that's the only way. And until, if and when I meet the right person, I'm on semen retention. That's the approach that I'm taking now. It's a very simple approach, and I feel a lot more grounded and at peace since I've made that decision, okay? I despise this modern day hookup culture, and yeah, I feel a lot better for it. And you know, there's all these like toxic influences out there, especially in you know, I hate the normies, the blue pillars. Like, they're just absolutely deluded, right? But equally, a lot of these, you know, black pillars, red pillars, the manosphere influencers, Andrew Tate types, they're also absolutely deluded. I don't want anything to do with any of these people, and I don't intend to turn into like a manosphere influencer and to be in this space talking about dating advice and relationships and all these stuff. I have better things to do with my time. It's one of the most toxic places on the internet, and it's just, I've observed how people just waste so much time and energy talking about shit that doesn't even matter. Ultimately, what I'm trying to promote on this channel is recognize the problems that you have in your life, deal with them head on, and work to improve your life, moving onwards and upwards, like getting back to the core roots of self-improvement. That's it. If you agree with what I say on here, great. If you don't, then all right, that's fair enough. But you don't have to agree. We don't have to always agree on everything. That's another important point. But yeah, if you really, really disagree so heavily and you get so worked up about what I'm saying, then it's simple. Don't waste your time. Don't watch my videos. But I think ultimately a lot of these guys, they know that what I'm saying is true. They know that there's truth to semen retention, and they are probably too afraid that they might be too weak-willed to implement it into their lives. Yeah, that's what I think. I think guys who get so worked up about those of us who have chosen semen retention, they're just worked up because they're not strong enough and they're too weak-willed to try it out and really implement it into your life. Like, if you really want to disprove semen retention and say it's all fake, okay, then do semen retention for a while. Set yourself a goal. Okay, I'll do semen retention for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever. Set yourself a goal and actually go and experience it. If you experience 90 days of semen retention or even longer, and you say, oh, it's done absolutely nothing, then okay, fair enough. You don't have to do semen retention. But I think, okay, if you want to disprove something, try that for yourself. And yeah, if it doesn't work or doesn't do anything, what's the harm? There's no harm done. Then you can go back to your occasional masturbation. But I've experienced both. I've experienced, of course, what it was like living with porn addiction. That was the absolute worst. I've experienced what it's like engaging in occasional masturbation without porn. And yeah, I can still function and live that way, but it's never completely satisfactory. Never completely satisfactory. That's been my experience. And I've also had times when I've experimented with longer streaks of semen retention, complete abstinence, and safe to say those have been the best periods of my life, when I've had the most growth, when I felt the most focus, and just this mental clarity. It's been unparalleled, and even on top of that, interactions with people. So yeah, one more thing I'll add, like, yeah, some of these people, they also then just assume that everyone on semen retention is just an incel, involuntary celibate. I would say, all right, you can call me whatever you want, but I am currently a vocel, voluntary celibate. I do this completely voluntarily, all right? Like, I'm by no means an incel, man. I've had opportunities. I have had sexual opportunities several times that I have declined, that I've turned down. It's happened several times, but I have set standards, and I'm not going to go against those standards and waste my time on those sort of women, okay? There's a lot of low quality people out there, men and women. There's a lot of low quality women and a lot of low quality men out there. And ultimately what I want to do, I want to work to improve myself, and I want to spread this message to anyone else who's listening, that just keep moving, keep working, and just keep improving your life. Don't listen to all these charlatans that are spreading all this toxic propaganda. A lot of it is just propaganda. Most likely I'm not going to go into all that stuff now. But yeah, anyway, it's been a long ass walk. Gonna be time to go. I'll do one more loop and then we'll slowly head back. But yeah, apart from that, I'm doing really well. Enjoying life, getting ready for my upcoming trip to New Zealand. And yeah, that's about it. I have one more thing I wanted to add. One more thing. What was it? Yeah, just stay in your own lane, man. You make your own. You live your life. I live my life. We'll stay in our own lane. We can still look. Like, that's the thing. When you're a sprinter, when you're a runner, like, you run, you stay in your lane. You focus on what you can do to get to that finish line as fast as possible. All right. And you focus on improving your performance. You don't worry about the performance of others. You focus on your own performance. Doesn't mean that you can't look at the other lanes and see where the other person is. But you're not going to like waste your time and energy trying to help the other person out. You focus on your own lane. So that's what I want to get back to. That's where I'll end off. Stay in your own lane. Like, all these people that give all this unsolicited advice and make all these assumptions, stay in your own lane. Like, I'm not coming at this from someone who has figured everything out. I have not figured everything out. There's things that I'm still learning. There are things that I am very probably wrong about. Very likely wrong about. I have changed my mind over the years, and I'm not afraid to admit that I'm wrong. I'm not afraid that I'll change my mind. If I do semen retention and I absolutely experience nothing, I would say so. I'm not attached to any specific outcome on this. If I experience something, I will let you know on here. I'm not one of these people that just says all this stuff for clout and all this nonsense. Lara, here, let's go. Let's go back to the car. So yeah, stay in your own lane, focus on improving your own life, and don't worry about me or anyone else. And hey, all right, don't just listen to me. If you are unsure about semen retention or you're skeptical, don't just listen to me. Don't just listen to anyone else. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. The best way to learn is to experience something directly for yourself. If you're skeptical about semen retention, you think it's all placebo, then try it out. It's not gonna kill you. No man has ever died from retaining his semen. And a common thing that I hear these guys ought to mention is, what about prostate cancer? Prostate cancer. All right, there was one study a while back that mentioned that, but there really hasn't been all that much research done in this area. There's no direct research. That's true. There's no direct research that talks about the benefits of semen retention that I know of. Maybe there is now, but I don't know of any study. Okay, but you know, how many of these guys have actually read into the research, into the papers that say there might be correlation between prostate cancer and ejaculation frequency and all that? How many guys have actually read that? You just hear all these things on the internet and then just spout them off as gospel. But yeah, look, I'll say that I haven't looked too deeply into this subject, but I would say just actually go look into the research. And ultimately, I'm just going to say this: even if that were true, I don't think it is true. I'll just admit that now. I don't think it is true. There have always been some men throughout history that have practiced semen retention. And look, I think there's many other lifestyle factors that might affect the frequency of, say, prostate cancer and other forms of health issues and all that. Like diet is a big one, chronic inflammation, all this stuff, toxic chemicals in our food, in our water, just our everyday life, microplastics. There's so much other stuff to worry about, and then you just worry about, ooh, I won't retain my semen, it will give me prostate cancer. And look, whether it's placebo or not, I don't care. Ultimately, I'm doing this for myself. It's personal experiment, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. All I know is I feel a lot better on semen retention. So let's just say I would eventually die of prostate cancer. Well, I would rather live a few short years. Even if I were to die young, I would rather, live some of the best years of my life and have a shorter life rather than live a long life of misery. Living the longest, I don't care about that. All I care about is, let's make the most of the time that I have on this earth. If tragedy were to strike and I were to die young, who knows, anything could happen. Then as long as I have done my best and I've lived a life with no regrets, then I'm happy at the end of the day. So that's it. I'll end it off on that. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next one. Onwards and upwards.